make sure you put it in the right one, which you'll see when I give it to you.
Basically, I grew up in New York, but I grew up in really rural New York. So my high school class might have been a little bigger than some of the classes around here, but not much, around 80 students. I grew up in a family of teachers, all right, and I always loved biology. When I said, oh, I think I would really like to teach, I said, you know what, you're good at science, go on, follow science, and see where that takes you. And they said, you could always teach science. Worked my way through college, paid for college myself. Then I got accepted into the postdoctoral program at the University of Rochester in Western New York. I always wanted to work with cancer. I found an advisor at the University of Mobile. He was really looking for someone who had the molecular biology skills I had and could clone and do all the stuff I had done in plants, but apply it to the cancer cells in the system he was working with. I wanted to be in a place where I could do some research, but that was with undergrads because I enjoyed the teaching part of it as much as the questions. So I intentionally applied and interviewed at places like this where I knew that I could still teach. Now they made me chair, now I have all kinds of new things to do as well, and it's different from teaching, but it's still service. I'm still helping the students. Right. So the idea with these labs is to give them some hands-on. So that's a big thing. I was telling them earlier, we read about these techniques in the book, and they're in the book, but they're not very exciting all the time in the book because you can't get your hands on them.
Dr. Goldman teaches us everything from the way a cell's made up and the chemistry of it and what it can do and how it affects life. And then in these labs, we basically put it to the test.
Dr. Golden, she's been a great teacher. She'll help you. She doesn't make you feel stupid or anything like that. She's really nice and sweet, and she'll sit there and help you until you understand what we're going over.
Yes, I mean, I know not every student, it's not every student's dream to, understand, say, genetics or cell biology. So I hope that I can give them a big picture, but then I have to get them down into the details enough so that they can pass these exams to go into these secondary programs that they want to go on to. I really like Southeastern because I get to teach and I seem to be valued as a teacher, so I think that's really important to the students because they get to come here and they can talk to me, and I've just really enjoyed the teaching environment, and yet I still get the permission to do some research. I went to a bigger university for my undergraduate because I wanted to. I wanted to see what it was like to be a number, and now that I've come here, I've learned lessons from what I had as a student or did not have as a student, and those things are here. The advising and the hands-on and the continued help as these students go into their careers.